Okay, so this is something new. Basically, I'm gonna be killing off the DC universe. Um, so first off, I'm gonna kill three Batman villains in this. In uh, so for the first episode, I'll be killing off three Batman villains. For the second episode, I might do Superman villains, and so on and so forth. And until and then I'm gonna do multiple Superman episodes, multiple Batman episodes, multiple whatever Wonder Woman, Teen Titans, whatever episodes. And then in the very last episode for each one, I'm gonna kill off the hero. So the last Batman episode, Batman dies, so on and so forth. I'll also be doing like the Bat family, Superman's friends, and stuff like that. So in this video, I'm gonna kill off three villains, but we'll get into that later. So it all starts off with Batman doing his usual crime fighting, and but right now he's trying to find out two mysteries. One, there has been a very big increase of the people missing, like 50 people, like every few weeks, missing just from Gotham City. There's missing posters all over the place and everything. And the second one being the fact that banks are being robbed with no witnesses. No people saw it happen. Never. So, to solve the first mystery, where are these missing people going? Uh, he tracks down the family of the missing people, and there's always a recurring theme with them, in that some of them were in business with people associated with uh like bosses and stuff, or people that made mob bosses mad. And one of these mob bosses that kept popping up was the Penguin. The Penguin. So Batman goes to have a talk with the Penguin. Penguin doesn't tell him anything, so Batman tries to scare it out of him by like tying him to a chair, threatening him to fall. But the Penguin doesn't listen. So Batman decides to beat out at him. And so Penguin makes says there's 32, like he has 32 people that uh he human traffics for. Like, well, the Penguin himself doesn't do it, but he's like kind of like the businessman above it all, watching it all happen, help planning the routes and stuff. Like, he's that guy. Um, so he makes a list of everybody on there and gives it to Batman. Batman goes through the list one by one, beating down a bunch of them. But he realized there's people still going missing, and he looks at the list, counts them all, and there's only 31 names. He goes back to the Penguin, and he's like, "Hey, I think you got one more guy." And the Penguin's like, "No, I don't." And Batman does the same things, yada yada yada, and he finds out that the last name, the 32nd name, was uh Professor Pig. So Batman tracks down Professor Pig, right? And he sees Professor Pig with his pig mask and like his like monster pig henchman, and Professor Pig is going over like plans for this clay monster, this like ice monster that looked like bald Elsa, and this like fly thing. Anyways, and he's going over, and Professor Pig is going over this with this guy named Hugo Strange. So Hugo Strange just gets out of there immediately without Batman even seeing how it happened or ever. It just looks like Hugo just vanished out of Pierre. Um, and then the Pig had his guys try to beat up Batman. Batman wins. Yada yada yada. Batman kills Professor Pig, and for this, Batman doesn't kill people, but since this is supposed to be killing off a bunch of DC characters, for this that doesn't matter because we can't just say every single person he puts in jail dies in jail because that'd be kind of boring. So also, let's just say after he found out the stuff from Pig, he killed Penguin as well. So he kills Pig and Penguin, and then but then he was thinking, hey, this Hugo Strange guy just disappeared, and all these banks being robbed that he hasn't gotten any leads for is this just needs an answer. So maybe those two things are connected. So Batman picks up the papers that Professor Pig and Hugo Strange were going over, and so he sees the name Hugo Strange, so he's like, "Oh, okay, this is the guy," because he signed the name, and the papers said the papers were just talking about monsters and stuff, but one of the papers stapled on the back was a description of Hugo's powers, which was basically he can like warp people's minds to make it look like so people don't see him, and so that's what he was doing to uh get rob the banks. So Batman knew he couldn't just fight Hugo because he would just use those powers. He needs to surround him, and uh and the people surrounding him needs to fight him all at once. So he's discombobulated and he barely knows what's going on, so he can't use his powers. So, and Batman knows at this point. Batman can't trust law enforcement because, well, whatever. So he goes out and he he finds two orphans that would be able to have his back. So one of these orphans is named Dick Grayson, which Batman gives the name of Robin. The other one is Tim Drake, which is Red Robin. Not that creative. So Alfred and Batman both together trains these two kids, these two Robins. Also, they get a dog named Titus the dog that helps them. And all so that way, Alfred Batman can help the Robins and Titus train, so they can all come together to fight Hugo on his next round of bank robberies. So there's a report that there's a bank being robbed. So they all get there. They find Hugo. They all circle around Hugo. The dog bites Hugo, and then the two Robins, punch Hugo, fight them, beat him up, and then Hugo uses powers on one of the Robins, while Batman knocks him out and kills Hugo. And yeah, 3 films died so far. Now every character I introduce in this series will die at some point, so don't get too attached to any of these people. So I think the next episode of the series will be Superman but I could just carry on the Batman thing. Either way, I think episode 3 will be Batman again, but yeah. Also, I think Batman is gonna have the most villains other than the Flash, but since the Flash has so much villains, I might put some of the villains as Justice League villains, and maybe some as Teen Titan. I mean, not yeah, Teen Titans villains. But depends on which ones. So yeah. Okay. So thanks for watching. Please consider to like and subscribe. Um